Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show. If you like The Mike Wagner Show and you want to make your own podcast, well, let me tell you about Anchor. First of all, it's free. Secondly, there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. You can also add any song from Spotify directly to your episodes. The possibilities are endless. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you. You can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, many more. You can also make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So download the free Anchor app or go to Anchor FM to get started.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios.
Hi, this is Mia Mosensia, also known as Mia No Time for Love. Check out my latest book, Missing, available in print and ebook formats on Amazon.
It's now time for the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios and sponsored by international award-winning author Mia Mosensia of Missing. The Mike Wagner Show can be heard on over 40 podcast platforms, as well as HamiltonRadio.net, Diamonds FM, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. We can be heard in over 100 countries, featuring over 1,000 well-known and amazing guests throughout the globe. And named one of the top 100 global podcasts in the New York Weekly Times, Hollywood Entertainment News, Los Angeles Weekly Times, Apple, and Chartable. So sit back and relax and enjoy another great episode of the award-winning Mike Wagner Show.
Hey everybody, it's Mike from The Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget, Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs that blow the competition away. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960. Or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention The Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give an official shout out to our official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Mosensia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Mosensia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is illusion and those you love will be the first to go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Mosensia has garnered great reviews and even loved and endorsed by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassidy, Forbes Riley, and many others. So grab your copy today for Goes Missing by Mia Mosensia, available on Amazon. Also, check out The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com on over 40 podcast platforms in 110 countries, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also, Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, Apple Music, and now playing on HamiltonRadio.net, Oldies Radio, and also Diamonds FM and more. Take The Mike Wagner Show on any mobile device. Subscribe to The Mike Wagner Show on the YouTube channel. Follow The Mike Wagner Show on Instagram and Twitter today. And for great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com and check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast for t-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, and more. And for more great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com/Mia Mosensia for great books like Missing, Once, and Wrinkles. Also cool merchandise like t-shirts, pop sockets, phone cases, hoodies, and more. Amazon.com/Mia Mosensia. Check it out today. Also, don't forget to support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, themikewagnershow.com. You can buy me a coffee at buymeacoffee.com. At the Mike Wagner Show, make sure you do so today. We're here with a terrific gentleman who's backed by popular demand from Atlanta, Georgia, now based in Los Angeles. And how they got started, it was funded by fans through Kickstarter. And this wonderful gentleman played with Chris Knight, Graham Colton, Jake Clemens of the E Street Band. And they played at the Whiskey Go-Go and the Oliver Room. And a Viper Room, we should say. Also, we have him on the show before. We last talked about American Refugee with Ghost of My Hometown. Also, Empires with California Come Home, New World Order, and more. We're going to talk about a brand new release where it just takes you into the light in volumes. Live, ladies and gentlemen, from the Plus Studios in somewhere along the West Coast. Backed by popular demand, the amazing singer-songwriter, Gene Owens. Gene, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us once again of Faithless Town.
Thank you, Mike. It's a pleasure to be back on the show.
Well, it's great to have you on back as well, too. And you guys, Faithless Town, have been around for quite some time. We talked about your releases like American Refugee, Empires, and more. And now you've got a new one called Into the Light Volume 1, which we'll be playing one of your tracks as well, too. And we talked about the last release, and I think it was American Refugee. And, tell us more about that. How is it doing these days since we last talked?
Well, yeah, actually, I think the last time I was on the show was back in 2020, and I was on to promote a single called What I'm Dreaming Of. And it was, came out at a time the country was crazy. There was the pandemic, the riots that were happening, a lot of tumultuous things happening, in society. And we put out that song, and I came on the show to promote it. And it was accompanied with a really colorful 2D animated music video, kind of in the style of South Park. Well, that song ended up being kind of the first song of this new album that we have. It was kind of the impetus that I think informed the other tunes on the record. So, that song was all about love and finding commonality amongst our neighbors, and seeing what we have in common instead of where we disagree or what divides us, and that kind of sense of like unity and love, and kind of is a thread that I think is going to go through this album, Into the Light Volume 1, which is the first part of a 2-part album, and the second part, Volume 2, is going to come out later this year in the fall. And together it'll make like a full LP, if you will.
Mm-hmm. And of course, you also had some others too, like California Come Home, New World Order, and everything else. And maybe you can just tell us a bit more about some of the songs in there, like Live Free, Coal Mining Man, and more. And just tell us a bit more about the songs, what inspired you to write them.
Absolutely. So we've released a couple singles already before the album was released. The album came out on April 29th. But before the album dropped, we released Live Free and Coal Mining Man. Live Free is basically a celebration of freedom. That's another theme that runs through this album. It's an album about love, freedom, and truth. And seeing through all the divisive things that are kind of pushed onto us by the media and by our own governments. And trying to, realize that we have more in common than we have different, and to breathe free and live free. And the second single, Coal Mining Man, was inspired by a blog I had read on the Daily Yonder. It's there's a blog about this gentleman spent 18 years as an underground coal miner in eastern Kentucky. And it was, it really resonated with me, just kind of the hardship and the crazy life that these young men, lead in that line of work. And it's also kind of, a line of work and a way of life that is rapidly disappearing as, there's a push towards trying to find cleaner, more renewable sources of energy. A lot of the coal mines and the mills are closing down. And so, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to write that story. I felt like that's from that perspective of that group of people, and maybe it's not a perspective that's shared widely. And I just kind of wanted to mine that, pun intended, to and that became the second single off this album, Coal Mining Man.
Mm-hmm. He also had as well, too, like Berkshire, and also Live Free and Someone to Think Of, Do Not Comply, and maybe just a bit about those. And we'll be playing one of those later as well, too. And one of them will be playing the song as well, too. But first, maybe just pick another song or two that you'd like to talk about, what inspired as well.
Sure. So Not Goodbye, which I think you're going to play later in this broadcast. Mm-hmm. Is kind of the first single now that the album is dropped that we're pushing, and it's very Brit pop inspired. There's a lot of kind of British influences on this record, from kind of Beatles-y harmonies to backwards guitars. We have some reverse guitar effects on our opening track, Berkshire. We are just real kind of into British influences. Like one of the first bands I ever connected with, oddly enough, not British, but ripped off a lot of the British invasion bands, and that was the Monkees.
Oh, yeah, that's one of our favorites, too. We had a couple of people on the show who are huge Monkey fanatics. That was a pretty interesting show, gotta say that. I mean, they're great in concert, but of course, 3 of them have passed on to rock and roll heaven and got one that's left.
I know, just Mickey Dolenz is the last man standing. He has always been my favorite Monkey. But, the Monkees were basically like these network television guys wanted to capitalize on Beatlemania. And so they put together this band of actors, essentially. I think only one of them could play an instrument when they put the band together. And, just copying the Beatles. But they had amazing songs and great songwriters. And so anyway, the Monkees, the Beatles, the Who, more modern British influences like Oasis and Liam Gallagher. I was listening to one of the last Liam Gallagher album a ton, I think, when I was writing these songs. So there's a lot of that kind of British influence on most of these tunes, especially Berkshire, Not Goodbye, What I'm Dreaming of, Live Free. It's got a lot of kind of like shoegaze, Britpop influence, like the Verve and that kind of more psychedelic British sound. And then someone to think of is kind of like pop punk, just very reminiscent of 90s, early 2000s pop punk with a little Replacements influence. And then Do Not Comply, the closer track, is musically, it's very different than anything else on the record. It's almost like carnival music. Mm-hmm. It's very, I would say that's probably where The Doors is another band I love. I love the 60s in general. And I think you can definitely hear The Doors influence on that track. It's got this very kind of circusy carnival music vibe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds rather fascinating as well, too. And of course, we'll talk very briefly about Volume 2 to be released in the fall. We'll be playing Not Goodbye in just 1 minute. You listen to The Mike Wagner Show at themikewagnershow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios. Visit online at sonicwebstudios.com for all your needs. Also brought to you by our official sponsor, The Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Molson-Zia Missing, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. We'll be back with Gene Owens of Faithless Town and Not Goodbye after this timeout.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention The Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. It talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe-Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamotionzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Hey, this is Ray Powers, and boy, are you in luck. Right place, right time. Tuned in to The Mike Wagner Show. You heard me.
We're back with Gene Owens of Faithless Town with Into the Light here on the Mike Wagner Show. Right now, here's one of the tracks we talked about with Not Goodbye. Here's Gene Owens of Faithless Town with Not Goodbye on the Mike Wagner Show.
If you see her waiting down by the sea, if her eyes are looking to the sky for me, Tell her that I won't be gone for long. This ain't our touch song. It's not goodbye. We'll meet again some sunny day. The days roll by, but our love will never fade away. It's not goodbye. Running through a field of green in a sunlit valley, like in a dream. Tell her that I miss her more each day. Tell her that I say it's not goodbye. So dry your eyes and don't look back. The days roll by, but our love will never fade to black. It's not goodbye. One day I'll meet you on the other side, out in the meadow, under the mellow sky. Till then keep shining all the love you left behind. One day I'll see you on the other side. Tell her that I won't be gone for long. This ain't our touch song. It's not goodbye. We'll meet again some sunny day. The days roll by, but our love will never fade away. It's not goodbye.
Great song, Gene Owens, and that was Faithless Town, Not Goodbye, here on the Mike Wagner Show. Once again, where can we find Into the Light and especially Not Goodbye?
Into the Light is available everywhere digital music is sold and streamed. So you'll find it on Spotify, Amazon, Tidal, Bandcamp, you name it. You look for it. It is out there to be downloaded and streamed.
Mm-hmm. And then Volume 2 coming up as well, too. Once again, give us a bit of a sneak peek on what to expect.
Yes, so Volume 2 is kind of all the more mellow acoustic songs, whereas Volume 1 is the more like full band rock and roll tunes, right? So it's kind of like Volume 1 is side A of the record, and you've got like these big rock songs. Starts with Berkshire, that's very like Who inspired, and Not Goodbye, which we just heard, is a very upbeat and just scorching guitar solo and real cool organ effects. Whereas Volume 2 is going to be much more sparse, pared down. There's some tracks where it's just me and an acoustic guitar. There's other songs where it's me and our guitar player playing acoustic and just harmonizing. So yeah, that's what to expect. It's going to be a kind of a more subdued, mellow vibe for Volume 2, which hopefully will be out this fall, maybe in November. And who knows, maybe you'll have me back on and we can play some songs off Volume 2 when it comes out.
Oh, that'd be great. And will we be expecting a Volume 3, like a trilogy, or what's coming up after Volume 2?
Oh, no, I think Volume 2 will just be the end of it. You know, I see it as really like an LP, like a full length record, but the way the industry is, the way people consume music now is so weird, and not the way that, like, you know, when we were coming up, I know we're probably not from the same generation, but like when I was coming up, I was buying CDs. Mm-hmm. I even remember getting, I started with tapes, and
I remember that. Yes. Uh-huh.
Audio cassettes.
Yeah, and then you got the single cassettes, then you got the CDs, the mini CDs, and then all of a sudden it's like we revert back to the vinyl.
Yeah, and vinyl's awesome, and I hope, I would love to make vinyl of this record when it's all finished. We're definitely going to do at least a short run of CDs for anybody who actually likes physical media. I'm a physical media junkie. I still buy books, paper books, and not just Kindle, not just getting stuff off the cloud. Because you never know, like, you lose your internet connection or something goes down and you lose access to all that media. But if you have a CD collection or a vinyl collection or a library of books, you always have that there to enjoy. Yeah, but getting back to your question, Volume 2 is going to end this record. And then beyond that, I'm not really sure what will come afterward, because I still got to record Volume 2. So We'll see. We'll get there we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Of course, going Into Light, we certainly will do so. And once again, where can we find Into Light and all your music at, Gene?
You can, the easiest place is to go to faithlesstown.com. And you'll have links to find all our stuff on there. And we also have some great shows coming up. I'm not sure when this episode of Mike Wagner Show is going to air, but in May 27th, we have a great show with Handsome Jack at Smithsonian Bar in Atlanta. And then July 16th, we're playing a show in Nashville at the Cobra with one of my favorite artists, 5 Times August. In my opinion, he's the Bob Dylan of our generation. And we're also playing that show with Campbell Harrison and Ryan Christian of The Last American Vagabond. It's going to be stellar. Tickets are on sale for that now. You can find out more about that at faithlesstown.com.
We certainly would do so. Once again, Gene, a very big thank you for your time. Gene Owens of Faithless Town here on the Mike Wagner Show. Always a big thank you for your time, and love to have you back. And once again, tell us what's your website, how do people contact you, and where can people purchase? Again, what's your website, how do people get a hold of you?
Faithlesstown.com is our official website. We're on all the social medias, so Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all that good stuff. And you can get our new record. We prefer if you get it at Bandcamp because we get the biggest share of that, and they support artists. But if you're streaming it, find it on Tidal, Apple Music, Spotify, all that jazz.
We certainly will do. So, hey, there's something for you. You can play some jazz on the next one. You just came up with a spoiler just about.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So, Gene, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Great to have you back, and look forward to having you again soon. Just keep us up to date, keep in touch, and we wish you all the best. You got a great future, and looking forward to having you on again, Gene.
Thanks, Mike. Talk to you soon.
The Mike Wagner Show is powered by Sonic Web Studios. If you're looking to start or upgrade your online presence, visit www.sonicwebstudios.com for all of your online needs. Call 1-800-303-3960 or visit us online at www.sonicwebstudios.com to get started today. Mention the Mike Wagner Show and get 20% off your project. Sonic Web Studios. Take your image to the next level.
Hey everybody, my name is Forbes Riley, and I'm an American actress and a TV host. And I was delighted when I got my copy of Missing, which is Extraordinary Relation of Ordinary People based on a real life relationship. It's well written. It's amazing. It talks about a man who has lost his wife and his daughter, and it's very well done. I'm going to highly recommend that you go get your copy of Missing. It is a powerful, exciting read. Mr. Mian Moshe Zia. He is the author of Missing. And I want to give a big shout out and a kiss all the way halfway around the world to my dear friend. Check him out at Mia's website. It's called www.miamotionzea.com. Missing, available on Amazon. Again, I'm Forbes Riley, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to The Mike Wagner Show. Brought to you by international award-winning author Mia Mohsen-Zia of Missing, and powered by Sonic Web Studios. Be sure to join us again on over 40 podcast platforms, and of course on the MikeWagnerShow.com, HamiltonRadio.net, and Diamonds FM. Don't forget to support our program with a generous donation at the MikeWagnerShow.com. Thanks for listening.